Welcome back to Tabletop 24. Welcome back to the UKGE press event. I'm here with a very familiar face,
Hello.
Mark from Bright Eye Gaze. You've been doing some travelling.
I have been doing some travelling, yeah. Went out to Japan in April to Tokyo Game Market and brought about 30 games back with me. I really enjoyed, I played them all within a week of getting back and really enjoyed 3 of them, and we've managed to sign 2 of them and do a really quick turnaround on the translation and the layouts and stuff. And should have some copies here that we only sent to the printers 2 weeks ago, which is
fantastic.
Record turnaround. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind few weeks up until 1:30 in the morning doing layouts and translations and stuff, but worth it because they're really fun games. So.
Okay, so tell us a little about what you brought back then.
Cool, well, we'll work along, shall we? So here we have Takuri Taking. This is the original Japanese one because our stock hasn't quite arrived yet, but it is here somewhere. So as everyone knows, I'm sure dinosaurs love sake. Some people even theorize that a giant dino sake party is what wiped them out, but
what a hell of a hangover.
Yeah. So in this, you're at a sake party, a dino sake party. You're either playing your cards face down as Takuri full of sake, or you're playing face up for the numbers, and that's where you're drinking sake out of the Takuri. What you're trying to do is collect the empty Takuri, and you're going to get points for that. At the start of the game, everyone has 10 points, and at the end of the round, you're going to score -2 for every Takuri that you still have in front of you that's got 3 or more sake in it, and you're going to get 1 point for every empty Takuri you've managed to collect, and you work out the difference of points, and you have to pay the winner from your point stash. And then as soon as someone's gone bankrupt, that ends the game. Whoever's got the most wins. There's some other bits in there as well.
And have we made it into a drinking game yet?
Maybe. It's definitely possible. Next up, we've got Sumo. And so this is a 2-player only trick taker, which is quite unusual, but it's a lot of fun. You start with a hand of 8 cards. That didn't work, did it? There's 4 suits, 1 to 5 in each. You're going to start the game by both secretly choosing a card and revealing it. Whoever played the highest card, no matter the suit, is going to be the first lead player. You then play a card. The other person has to follow suit if they can. And then whoever wins the trick is going to push their opponent to the other side of the ring here. And then these are all the different ways you can win. So if your opponent is on their edge of the ring, and you win another trick, you've pushed them out. That's Yurakiri, frontal push out. Uwatanegi is if you win the last trick with the last card, you've won the stamina battle. Abise Taoshi is if you play, if you manage to play a 4 against a 1 of the same suit, you've overpowered them, you push them down to the floor. Hikiotoshi is if you play a 5 against a 1 of the same suit, a 1 against a 5 of the same suit, you've used their own strength against them and flung them out the ring. And then finally, Uchari is if you are on your edge of the ring and you manage to play a 2 of a different suit, you've done an overarm throw and flung them out the ring. Last minute. It's a very technical move, that one.
Yeah, very right.
So yeah, really good. Each game is less than 5 minutes. Like some of them can even be over in the second card. It's super quick, but you'll just do a best of 3, a best of 5, or it comes with these Banzuki tournament cards, where when you record your 3rd loss, you then count up your wins, and there's a little ladder in the rulebook that tells you how you've done. If you can manage to get 10 wins, you become Yokozuna, which is the highest honor that you can have. So up here, this is one we saw at Essen last year, and we've been going backwards and forwards, making sure that the game is respectful. We've been working with consultants and people over in New Zealand to make sure everything in the game is all up to scratch. And so this is a game, Kauri is the name of a tree from New Zealand. These are the Kauri trees. It's a light asymmetric game for 2 to 4 players, where each person is going to play a different faction. So this is the setup of the game really here, where the Kiwis start everywhere, and all they're trying to do is survive. And so the Kiwi player gets a point for every Kiwi left on the board at the end of the game. The possums start in a small area, but they're going to spread and breed, and they're going to get a point for every possum on the board at the end of the game. The English, boo English, they start off the game unaware, but as the game goes on, this is going to move up. At some point, they're going to switch from being a woodsman to a hunter. And at that point, at the start of the game, they're chopping down these Kauri trees, and if there's no tree there, the Kiwi dies. But when the English become aware, they switch from chopping down trees to hunting possums instead. And so there's things Kiwis can do to really push that and try and make it happen earlier. And Maori are trying to build settlements on the board, but they can't go where the English is until they become aware. And it's a card-driven system, so you'd have a hand of 3 cards from a deck of 9, and you're gonna, each round you just play through your whole deck, which is only 4 turns. And so you pick 2 cards, you play them like that. The one underneath is your initiative, the one on the top is the action you're gonna do. So super simple system. Everyone has their own special powers, own separate decks of cards, as I said, own goals for the game, things like that. Got the Core Request expansion, which if go and look at Core Request, there's lots of stuff out there, but the expansion adds new environments, which have their own special rules, like slipping on ice and things like that. It adds a leveling up system. You can go to the Hooders School of Adventuring and learn some new skills and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. It adds 10 new adventures and also a campaign mode where you play 5 adventures and level up your heroes between the things.
We know John loves his Core Request, and he's looking forward to it. So
yeah, it's really good fun. And for some reason, a little map that does nothing. It just shows you where you're adventuring, but it's just a little fun with loads of like fun adverts in it and stuff, like a proper tourist map. And then finally, over the end there, we've got the newest edition of The Plot Thickens, which is a storytelling game for 2 to 4 players, where you use a hand of cards that are people, places, and things to collaboratively tell a story. But in later rounds or later chapters, you can use cards that other people have already played and integrate them into your story. If you do that, you get to place your tokens on them. At the end of the game, whoever's connected to the most different people, the most times to other people's cards, becomes the author. They get to name the story. Whoever has collected the most of other people's tokens becomes the main character and gets to tell the ending.
Perfect. So lots going on in the out in the Bright Eye Games world, and possibly some more trips in the future.
Yeah, I think so. It was really worth it. It's a really good show, so different, and I love visiting there. So.
Any advice for people that would want to go to the Tokyo Game Show?
Just do it. It's a really good time to go. Exchange rate is great. The flights are super cheap and go everywhere. So, I would say, tack on some time either side, go and explore the country. It's a really beautiful place. The show it's almost a bit like this press evening. Like, it's just long rows of tables where people are demoing like this. You don't have the big stands or anything. It's just, it's really good.
All right then. Thanks as always, Mark. Obviously, check out everything that these guys do. Check out the links in the video and the description down below, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Cheers.